Hey, what's up everyone? We're back again with another video in my series on the handheld gaming revolution and my thoughts on some of the topics that are surrounding it. But before we get started, remember to smash the like and subscribe button as we're still working on getting up to 1,000 subscribers and I'd love to have you as a part of the community. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. Alright, so today I wanted to talk about why Windows handhelds might just be the best. Now, I know you're all going to be saying, well, your last video explained why SteamOS is the best one, so you can't play both sides. And to that I say, why not? If you have each operating system, each of them has their strengths and their weaknesses, so naturally using both together means that you get more strengths and you reduce your weaknesses. So why not? But with that out of the way, let's get into the first reason why Windows handhelds are better. So the first, and in my opinion most important reason, is going to be competition. So let me explain a little bit. Alright, so the Steam Deck really does stand alone, as it's the only device that ships standard with SteamOS at the moment. There's no hardware competing with it directly, and so it's kind of a bit of a closed system in that way. It's sort of like a console. Sure, you can, of course, put Bazzite or something else like that on a Windows handheld to run SteamOS, but nothing else is shipped with it, and that's, just not the case on the Windows side. There's a ton of devices that ship with Windows. And because of that, you get, competition coming from major manufacturers and even some few smaller companies that are pretty new to the market. So we're also getting AMD and Intel offerings, so you get both sides. We're getting different display resolutions, we're getting different display sizes, refresh rates, different controller layouts, different form factors. So there's just a lot more variety on the Windows side, and I feel like that's probably one of the strongest reasons for their superiority. And as a side note, Alienware, where's the real full retail version of the UFO at? We've all been waiting for it and nothing's come about it. So what gives? I feel like it would really fly off the shelves if you guys actually made that product. So, maybe throw some R&D money that way. Just saying. But moving into number 2, it's got to be compatibility. So with that being said, in my last video about SteamOS, I had said that you can run pretty much anything that you want on it without any issues, and that's generally going to be the case. But there are going to be some games that you're going to need to tweak some advanced settings to get working, or some that just won't work at all. And, that may come down to anti-cheat or just lack of understanding or ability for the Proton layer to actually make the Windows game work on SteamOS. But whatever the reason, this is not really going to be an issue on Windows, and this is where it really shines. So if you do own a game from any DRM, you're going to be pretty well assured that it's going to run well on your new handheld. Especially if you're somebody who enjoys online shooters like COD, things like that, these machines are going to be right up your alley. For number 3, I'd say Familiarity. And what I mean by this is pretty much everyone at this point, at one point or another, has probably used a Windows PC, and so you'll be pretty much right at home with one of these handhelds because they feature all the same quirks and features that you've come to expect from a standard PC experience. So you don't need to learn Bash script, you don't need to learn any of those types of things that may be necessary for doing certain operations in Linux or SteamOS. So for number 4, you also get access to any of the game streaming services that you might want to use without any workarounds like you'd have to do with SteamOS. Further, you can also use Game Pass in its full glory, which means that you don't need to just stream games, but you can also download them directly onto your SSD and you can play locally, which will generally be a better overall experience unless you have an amazing Wi-Fi, but even in those cases, game streaming I found kind of is hit or miss, and most of the time it's a miss. But for those of you who make use of those services, these handhelds are definitely going to be a huge win for you, so, that's another reason why you might want to go with a Windows handheld. And the next thing that makes Windows handhelds better is going to be innovation. So, as I had said before, there's so many more manufacturers competing in this space, and they're all trying to stand out from one another in different ways, and some of those ways have been pretty cool. So for example, with the Legion Go, right, you get detachable Bluetooth controllers with their own batteries, so that way you can play this device propped up with its kickstand while you sit and relax. You can also look at some of the products from Ioneo, which have pretty small screen sizes, pretty large screen sizes, so you can really get the exact product that fits your lifestyle and your needs for portability. You can also look at some of the devices from 1X Player, like the 1X Player X1, which has a nearly 11-inch display, and it also features detachable controllers, although I don't think they have a battery built in, so it's kind of a bit of a bummer. I think you need like an extra battery accessory to be able to use the controller apart from the device, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, it's kind of an interesting idea. And that one also has the optional keyboard folio and trackpad and all of that stuff, so you can really use it the way that you want to, whether it's, keyboard and mouse gaming or if you want to be doing some productivity. And I think that really leads pretty well into my last point, which is that since these are, at the end of the day, Windows PCs, you don't need to use them for just gaming. So let's say that you have a flight and you want to get some work done while you're waiting to board, or while you're in the cabin waiting to take off. These devices are pretty small relative to a full-scale laptop, and especially in cases like the Legion Go. If you just take the controllers off the side, the middle part's only a little bit larger than your phone. I mean, it's about 8.8 inches, so it's not going to be super small, but, it's also not very big either. And if you have a keyboard that's portable, or you also have a trackpad and other things like that, or you have like one of those combo type devices, this is absolutely going to be a pretty cool experience for you because you'll be able to bang out some productivity work in some pretty unconventional spaces. But with that being said, what do you guys think? Did I miss anything? Are there cases that you found for your handhelds that I haven't covered here that you feel other people could benefit from? Drop them in the comment section below. And while you're down there, if you could drop a like, share the video with your friends, and subscribe for more content, I'd love to have you as a part of the community. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.